What if months of research could be rejected because you missed one step before you even started? That's exactly what can happen when a systematic review protocol isn't registered at the right time. In this video, I'll show you step-by-step how to register your systematic review on PROSPERO, what information you need, and make sure you stay until the end because I'll also show you the most common PROSPERO registration mistakes first-time researchers make and how to avoid them. Whether you're a medical student, resident, PhD scholar, or starting your first systematic review, this guide will walk you through the entire process. Let's get started. What is PROSPERO? Before we talk about registration, let's first understand what PROSPERO actually is. Think of PROSPERO as a public registry for systematic review protocols. Instead of publishing your results, you're publishing your research plan. You're essentially telling the scientific community, here's the question I want to answer, here's how I'll search the literature, here's how I'll select studies, and here's how I'll analyze the data. This may sound like an extra step, but it's actually one of the most important parts of conducting high-quality research. Why? Because it promotes transparency, reduces research duplication, and prevents researchers from changing their methods after seeing the results. That's why many journals and peer reviewers encourage or even expect prospective protocol registration. Why should you register before starting? Let's answer one of the most common questions. Can I register after I've already started my review? Technically, PROSPERO is designed for prospective registration, meaning you should register before screening studies or extracting data. Here's a simple example. Imagine two researchers are studying the same topic. One registers their protocol first and sticks to the original plan. The other changes outcomes halfway through because the initial results weren't statistically significant. Which study would you trust more? Exactly. Registering your protocol creates accountability and increases the credibility of your work. It also helps other researchers see what reviews are already underway, reducing unnecessary duplication. Before you open the registration form, here's something I wish more beginners knew. Don't create a PROSPERO account and immediately start filling out the application. Instead, prepare your protocol first. Before registering, you should already have a clearly defined research question, your PICO framework, inclusion and exclusion criteria, databases you'll search, search strategy, primary and secondary outcomes, data extraction methods, statistical analysis plan. Having all this information ready makes the registration process much faster and reduces the chances of your application being returned for revisions. Now let's go through the actual registration process. Step 1. Create your account. Go to the PROSPERO website and create a free account. Use your institutional or professional email if possible. After email verification, you'll gain access to the registration dashboard. It's that simple. Step 2. Start a new registration. Click on Register a Review. You'll now begin filling out your protocol information. Don't rush. Remember, this document becomes part of the public scientific record. Step 3. Complete the registration form. This is where you'll spend most of your time. The form asks for information such as your review title, background, objectives, research question, eligibility criteria, participants, interventions, comparators, outcomes, search strategy, databases, data extraction methods, risk of bias assessment, statistical analysis, funding sources, conflicts of interest. One important tip here. Avoid vague answers. Instead of writing, we'll search multiple databases, mention the actual databases, such as PubMed, Embase, Cochrane Library, or Scopus. The more specific your protocol is, the easier it is for reviewers to understand exactly what you plan to do. Step 4. Review everything carefully. Before submitting, read your protocol from beginning to end. Small inconsistencies can delay approval. For example, if your objectives mention adults but your eligibility criteria accidentally include children, reviewers will notice. Taking 10 extra minutes now can save weeks later. Step 5. Submit your protocol. Once you're confident everything is complete, click Submit. Now your protocol enters editorial review. What happens after submission? Many researchers think approval happens instantly. It doesn't. PROSPERO editors review your submission to make sure it meets their eligibility criteria. Sometimes they'll request clarification or additional details. Don't panic if this happens, it's a normal part of the process. Once approved, you'll receive your unique PROSPERO registration number. This number should be included in your manuscript, conference presentations, posters, and future publications related to the review. Think of it as your protocol's official identity. Can you update your protocol later? Absolutely. Research doesn't always go exactly according to plan. Maybe you decide to include another database. Maybe you modify your analysis after consulting a statistician. Prospero allows amendments after registration. The important thing is transparency. Whenever important changes occur, update your protocol and clearly explain why the changes were made. Readers appreciate transparency much more than hidden modifications. Let's help you avoid the mistakes that many beginners make. 1. Submitting after the review has already been completed. Remember, Prospero is meant for prospective registration. 2. Providing incomplete methodological details. Simply writing, "We'll perform a systematic review" isn't enough. 3. A poorly defined research question. Editors should immediately understand exactly what you're studying. 4. Missing inclusion or exclusion criteria. If reviewers can't determine which studies you'll include, your protocol may be returned. 5. Submitting a review type that Prospero doesn't accept. Not every literature review is eligible for registration. Before we finish, here are my 5 biggest tips. Register as early as possible. Write your complete protocol before opening Prospero. Follow Prisma P guidelines when developing your protocol. Be detailed rather than vague. And finally, save copies of everything you submit. These small habits can save you a lot of time and frustration. If you've been putting off Prospero registration because it seemed confusing, I hope this video has shown you that it's actually a very structured and manageable process. More importantly, registering your protocol isn't just another box to tick. It's a mark of good scientific practice. It improves transparency, strengthens the credibility of your review, and helps build trust in your research. Whether this is your first systematic review or your 10th, taking the time to register your protocol is an investment in the quality of your work. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up so more researchers can discover it. Subscribe to the channel for practical tutorials on systematic reviews, meta-analyses, medical writing, and research methodology. And before you leave, let me know in the comments. Are you planning your first systematic review, or have you already submitted a Prospero registration? I'd love to hear about your experience, and if you have any questions, drop them below. I read every comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy researching!